Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be sharing the 3 basic things you'll need to start your own podcast. Now in 2022, podcasts are more popular than ever, and creating a podcast is a great way to sort of show people some of your interests and ideas you may have. So we're going to get right into some of the basic things you'll need to start your own podcast and some of the basic things I use for my own podcast. One, you're going to need a computer or device to record on. I personally use this MacBook Pro. It's an older model. It's a 2012 edition, but it works great for what I use. So that, or if you're making it simple, recording off a phone would be a great idea too. But personally, for what I use and the equipment I use, the MacBook Pro works better for me. Then second, you're going to need a microphone. And I know it can be a challenge to pick between a condenser mic, a USB mic, a dynamic mic like this one right here. And so I'm going to kind of try and help you the best I can as into choosing a mic. Ask yourself, what kind of environment am I going to be recording in? Is it going to be loud? Is it going to be quiet? Are there going to be other people in this podcast? And those are great questions to ask. So if you're recording in a loud environment and there's other people, I'd recommend this mic right here, the Shure SM7B. It's a very legendary mic, and it's basically the industry standard, and I love it. I use it all the time personally for my podcast. But if you're kind of in a quieter area and you're kind of on a budget, which I was when I first started my podcast, you're going to want to go with something like this right here. This is the Samson R21S. It's a lower end microphone, and honestly it is very low end because you can get a 3-pack of these for around $40 on Amazon, I think. But I got a pack when I started my podcast on Amazon, and it came with everything I needed, and this was in there. So I still use these until I make enough money to buy more of these Shure SM7Bs. But if you're going for a cheaper alternative, that's a great idea too. But then if you're recording by yourself and you're in a very quiet environment, you're going to want to go with something like this. This is the Blue Yeti Snowball. It is a condenser microphone, and so the pickup pattern will be far away and wider, and it is a USB mic, so it's just plug and play right into your computer. So that makes it super simple. But if you are going to use one of these dynamic microphones, they do make some now that are USB dynamic microphones, which I would recommend getting if you're in a louder room and it's just you though. So that's a great option as well. But I like these XLR microphones for my setup, and it works great for me. But yeah, so you'll need with these microphones, you'll need an audio interface. I personally use the Zoom PodTrack P4. I love this little thing. I got it in that kit I was talking about earlier. But I'll talk more on this Zoom PodTrack P4 in a separate video. But great buy right there. And moving on now to the last thing you'll need, you're going to need 2 softwares. You're going to need one to record your audio for your podcast, and then you'll need one to distribute your podcast. Now, I use GarageBand. It comes pre-installed on most Apple products, and it's super simple, super easy to navigate. It's not hard to learn it at all. That's what I use. And then you're going to need another software, and to distribute your podcast, I use a website called Anchor, and it's completely free. It's super easy to use, and it's just very easy to navigate, easy to learn, and it's completely free. So that one you also can record audio on, but if you're wanting to edit your audio, it's going to be a lot easier if you use something like GarageBand, or if you have a Windows, something like Audacity. That would be a great alternative as well. But yeah, so that's what you're going to need. I'll do a separate video on how to set up your Anchor account and what you'll need to do, but it's really simple. And guys, I know sometimes you can get overwhelmed when you're you want to start a podcast. You have this great idea to start a podcast, but you don't know where to start. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help y'all start your own podcast, because I know it was hard for me. I scoured the internet looking for how to start, how to make it budget friendly to what I'm looking for. But that's what I'm here to do. Make sure y'all comment and ask any questions or any videos that I may could help y'all with. I'd love to do that for you. But before I forget, you're also going to need a pair of headphones to kind of monitor your podcast and make sure all the levels and sounds are good. And then also, if you're using a XLR microphone, you'll need an XLR cable. But I'll go in depth more on this stuff in a separate video. But until then, thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoyed this video and it was helpful to y'all, please consider subscribing. That would mean a lot to me and mean a lot to my channel. So anyways, y'all, thank y'all for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.